Hi, my name is Kathy Frum, and I'm the chairperson of the Nursing and Health Sciences Division.
I'm Jacob. I'm currently a third semester nursing student.
We're just here having a conversation about what brought us here and what our goals were and what we like about WVU Parkersburg and why we're WVU Parkersburg proud. So, why did you choose WVU Parkersburg?
I chose WVUP just because I felt like the location was great. It was super close to home, and the tuition cost, it's really great. You can't beat the tuition cost. So, I just really like the location and then the culture that it has to provide as well.
Right.
What degree did you graduate with, and why did you choose it?
Well, my primary degree was from this institution, which at that time was Parkersburg Community College. I was the first class to graduate the PCC/WUP in 1990. So I got the associate in applied science in nursing. And then I went on to get my RN to BSN here in 1999. Then I got my BSN because I knew I wanted to teach and I had to have a master's degree. So then I went and pursued my master's degree from Otterbein University and then Marshall University for my postmaster's certificate in nursing education.
Awesome.
Lots of education.
That's great.
So how did you know that you wanted to become a nurse?
I was young and I really wanted to help people. I first started working at TJ Maxx and I really enjoyed the really old people that came in and just being able to help them and give them a hard time, and they wouldn't understand I was giving them a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
But just to have fun with the elderly and help them, it really made me want to become a nurse. Yeah.
That's good because the geriatric population, they really are fascinating.
Yeah, they are.
And they need us so much, and there's so much that we have to offer them.
Yeah, it's great.
But there's so much they have to offer us because they have all those old stories that we don't know anything about, and that we need to hear those stories because they're leaving us.
Yeah, they are. Appreciate the little things.
Yes.
Why did you start teaching, and what do you currently teach?
It's funny. I started teaching because I was an ICU nurse at Camden Clark for 28 years. And I was probably somewhere about in my 10th year there. And when we had new people or we had nursing students that would come through the unit, they always put them with me because they said I had a lot of patience, which surprised me. But I enjoyed showing them my craft, showing them what it was about and all of the intricacies of that. So one day, one of my coworkers says, you really should teach. And it never dawned on me. And I thought, yeah, I want to be a teacher. I want to teach nursing so I can be an educator and still be a nurse and have the best of both worlds.
So you had no intentions of becoming a teacher?
I did not. Although when I went to Marshall University when I was 17, I was in an education track. Mm-hmm. And I remember I lived on a quiet study floor there, which I don't know how I got on there, but the nursing students would be getting up so early. We'd see them at 6 a.m. and it's like, you guys need a different major. You need something that you don't have to get up so early. And then it's like so ironic that I became a nurse and an educator and finished my education at Marshall University 25 years later.
Perfect. That's awesome.
So what is the most challenging and rewarding parts of your studies?
Most challenging part is the time commitment. You really have to set in stone and be diligent about your studies, especially when becoming a nurse or anything in the healthcare field. You really have to be diligent. The most rewarding part is the friendships you make. A lot of great people you meet, a lot of great instructors. And then the most rewarding part is also clinical settings, getting to help people and starting from the very bottom as a baby nurse, then making your way up to graduating as a nurse. It's very, very rewarding. The healthcare field in general is just very rewarding.
Yeah,
it's
as
awesome.
You progress from being a baby nurse.
Yeah, I hear that term quite often.
You will return to being a baby nurse when you graduate. But you will find that when you get into the fourth semester, everything just starts to click. And you bring everything forward to the fourth semester. And then it's like, wow, I can do this. And there is a large time commitment, and you do have to be disciplined. But I always say you don't have to be brilliant to go to nursing school. You just have to have a goal. And if you want to help people, you can do anything, you can be anything you want to be, for sure.
Awesome. What was your favorite memory when attending WVUP?
Oh. There's a memory, I don't know if it's my favorite, but when I was here so long ago, and a lot of people don't know this, but there's a gravestone out in this part of the area in front of the cafeteria, and there was a dog that was like the campus dog, and it was almost like a German Shepherd or something. Mm-hmm. I don't even know. It probably had a name. I don't know. But every time I would come to school, park in the main lot there, and this dog would be there, and it would just like be greeting you and want you to pet it, and as dogs do, lick your hand. But and then the dog passed away, and the school actually buried the dog there and has a gravestone there for the dog.
I had no idea.
That's kind of a weird memory of that. But I remember the joy I felt in progressing and realizing that I could do it, and having the great instructors, and as you said, the camaraderie. I have lifelong friends that I have from nursing school that I am still in contact with. So that's something to cherish for me.
Lifelong friends is one thing I'm very looking forward to.
Yeah. What is your favorite instructor in class, and why?
So my favorite instructor is Mrs. Robinson, or Cheryl Robinson. She's great. She's very funny. She's actually getting ready to retire. Congratulations to her. But she really made first semester very not so overwhelming. That's one thing I really did appreciate about her. My favorite class is the simulation lab. You're thrown into like a real life situation. You have to work together with your peers and get the job done and take care of your patient. I really did enjoy that part.
Yeah, the simulation lab is such a wonderful experience, invaluable, really, because you get 28 scenarios through the 4 semesters that you're here, and you get placed in situations that don't always occur in that microcosm of time in that 8 hours that you're in clinical. So those low acuity, low occurrence, high acuity situations. So one day when you are a nurse at the bedside and you go in and you walk in and you look at a patient, you think, somewhere in the cockles of your mind, you're going to remember, I remember this scenario. Maybe this person's blood sugar is low. Maybe this person is going into sepsis, and you're going to be able to rescue that patient because you learned that, and you're going to be able to pull from that. It's a great experience. We're very, very lucky to have that sim lab.
Very thankful for it, honestly.
Yeah. It's a nice safety net for when you get out.
Very true.
Do your own thing.
Do you ever wish you pursued a different career path?
I always said, the short answer is no. Once I went into nursing school, I knew that I had found my path and found my joy. I love being a nurse, even though I'm not practicing anymore. If people ask me what I do, I tell them I'm a nurse, because that's who I am. And I always kind of say that, and I didn't coin this phrase, but that nurses are born and not made. That somewhere down deep, that you kind of know that you want to be a nurse and pursue that. If nursing hadn't worked out for me, I would have wanted to be a chef.
Oh,
that would have been cool, because I love to eat.
That is true.
That's a good pairing.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite thing to cook is cheesy shrimp and cheesy grits and shrimp. That's awesome. My favorite.
That sounds delicious.
Very, very delicious and fattening. So, let me ask you this: how do you feel about being a male in the nursing profession?
Being a male, I feel like it's great. It provides a lot of diversity, because everybody's so used to seeing a male and thinking it's a doctor.
Right.
Or seeing a female and it's a nurse. It brings a lot of diversity and an extra safeguard of help, I feel like, to other patients who may want a male as a nurse, or they may not want a male.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's a really great question. I've never really thought of it, but I think it's great that there are more male nurses coming in to the field to provide extra care.
Right. Yeah. Male nurses, there are a lot more male nurses coming into the nursing field and to the healthcare fields, which is great, because we need that. We need not only just a female perspective, but a male perspective sometimes, because we've been such a female-dominated field you need somebody to come in with a new set of eyes and a new perspective and shake things up a bit sometimes. So what are your dreams for after graduation?
After graduation, I would love to be an ER nurse. In the ER, you have to make the situations where you have to know what you're doing, on your toes at all times. But further down the line, I would like to get my master's, potentially become a CRNA. But in the meantime, I'd love to become a traveling nurse, travel the country as I'm young, potentially travel the world as well. While I'm young, enjoy life a little bit, and then go off to school and then settle down, CRNA. Either that, a big dream of mine would be to go to medical school as well. I would love to go to medical school, but one step at a time.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's like how you eat an elephant one bite at a time.
That is very true.
Yeah. I did the same thing. I feel like with my career, I started off as an associate degree and then got my bachelor's degree so I could get into a master's degree program and then to teach. So that was my pathway to do that. But yeah, those are wonderful goals.
Yes. I'm very looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the travel nursing thing, the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the best thing about nursing. It's not static. If you go to a department and you work in the emergency room and you do that for like 3 years and you're like, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
You can go to another unit in the hospital and it's a totally different experience. You learn another skill set. So you can almost be like a chameleon. You can morph yourself in many, many different ways. Travel nursing, you're very fortunate because when I graduated in 1990, that wasn't a thing. But now it's very much a thing and it's very lucrative, as is a CRNA. So that's good.
That's great. Many things have changed at the college. What do you hope continues to change for the better?
Many things have changed at the college since I've been here 19 years. And it truly has gotten better and better in the last probably 5 to 7 years. There's a camaraderie here. 2020, was bad, for lack of a better term, because it impacted how we had to teach. And I miss the hustle and the bustle of the students being here and walking down the hall and saying, hey, Jacob, how you doing today? And, how are classes? And just that one-on-one, I like to know people's names. But I think the best change is how we are able to serve the community even more, that we are getting out into the community and doing learn and earns with companies and just growing programs. Like we're going to start the LPN to RN program in spring of 2022, and that is I am so excited about that. That is going to offer LPNs the opportunity to bridge to be an RN because there's such an RN shortage. So just the growth of what we're able to offer and the beautification of the campus is great too, because not that it wasn't beautiful when I was here, I probably just wasn't paying attention, but it's just beautiful on the inside. And just things are new and exciting here all the time. And it makes me happy to come to work. I have never regretted coming to work here. I've always loved it. And you can't say that about too many professions.
This is true. Yeah, very true.
So are you WVU Parkersburg proud?
Yes, I really am. I love how much I've grown the past 2 years. I started taking college classes at my senior year of high school. I feel like it was a great environment, a great place to be, a safe place to be. We had a lot of great new friends, lifelong friends, especially in nursing school.
Yes.
And then everything that they have to offer for any student in general. President Gilmore, he's always outreaching to everybody. He's always trying to do things to make this place a better place. I really do enjoy it here. It's a great place. I really do.
It is. It is a great place.
So, are you WVU Parkersburg proud?
I am. I truly am. I tell everybody. Everybody knows where I work. I tell people, where I went to school. I go out in the public and I make sure that I have a W Parkersburg something on because it triggers people to come up and talk to you. Oh, I've thought about going to W Parkersburg. Can you tell me about it? And then it's like, let me tell you about it. I can tell you about it. Like even with the nursing program here, the division, 80% of us graduated from this program, including myself. So that has to tell you how much, and we're alumni, we're proud, we are dedicated, we are accountable to this program. We're here because we want to be here and we want to give back. You know, we were nurses in the community, and now we're giving back to, in a different way, to our, what's the word, to our craft, is teaching the nurses of the future. And that there's no better feeling than that, and watching a nursing student in clinical go, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing better.
It's very rewarding.
It is rewarding.
It's the aha moment.
Yeah. The aha moments are great.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
Another question, what advice would you give to newer students, newer nursing students particularly,
Oh, yeah.
when coming into the program?
Right.
I feel like as a young person coming into the program, you need a little bit of guidance.
Mhm.
So what advice would you give to somebody coming into the program to help them out?
To coming into the program, I, would say to give yourself some grace, and to let your family know, get your support system down. This is a very doable program. It takes commitment. It's a rigorous program. You know, what we do is important. We save lives.
Good.
So it's not like high school geometry where you lose it. You learn it and you never need it again. Everything that you learn in nursing school is for your career.
Right.
And it's to pass the NCLEX so you can be a nurse. So, but I would say get help with organization, get help, seek help from the tutoring center. There are lots of wonderful people there that are willing to help you for free. Join a study group, find somebody to commiserate with, to help you. Advice that I would give to people going out into the program or out as a new nurse is to also find some grace for yourself, because there will be days then you're like, I can't do this. But we all were there. Every single one of us was doubted ourselves. We went home and cried. And you just have to pull yourself up and go back the next day, because you can't know everything.
Right.
You just have to ask the right questions, and what you're doing is important. And that's your superpower. Being a nurse is your superpower.
That's awesome. That's awesome.